You wake before dawn, your chest tight as if cradling rocks. Even in sleep, your mind carried the tremor of what lies ahead. The tasks you dread, the conversations you fear, the parts of yourself you have locked away. In the silence of that half-light, you feel the weight of unspoken anxieties pressing against your ribs. Today, you will stand at the threshold of your fear and greet it as if it were an old acquaintance. Only by facing it openly can you unchain the courage that waits on the other side. You push off the blankets and sit on the edge of the bed. The floorboards feel cold beneath your feet, a reminder that reality is neither warm nor comforting, but it is ours to inhabit. You pause, letting your breath settle, and murmur, "I know you're here." The thought that fear is not a stranger but a resident of your own mind cools the knot in your chest. You rise, determined to share this morning's journey rather than flee from it. You dress in simple clothes, a dark t-shirt that feels like second skin, loose pants that allow unhindered movement, and sturdy shoes. Each article reminds you that you carry both vulnerability and resilience within you. You pull the sweatshirt's hood over your head, not to hide, but to feel the comforting weight of fabric against your hair. You murmur, "I carry my armor," and step into the hush of your home. Your hallway is lit by the muted glow of a single bulb. You walk through it with measured steps, each footfall echoing the question that lingers in your mind. What exactly am I afraid of today? You approach the door and stop, hand on the doorknob. You sense the swirl of fears at the threshold, fears of judgment, failure, confrontation, the unknown. You exhale and whisper, "Show me your face," as you turn the knob and step outside. The pre-dawn air is cool, carrying a faint hint of damp earth. Streetlights flicker off one by one, and the sky holds only a sliver of peach at the horizon. The world is still suspended between night and day, and you feel the same suspension within yourself. You set off down the quiet street, each step an act of intention. In every direction, houses lie dark, their windows shuttered against dawn's arrival. You murmur, "I walk into possibility," and let the hush of early morning steady your resolve. You reach a small hill a few blocks away, a place where the city's lights stretch out like constellations at your feet. You begin climbing, each footfall echoing in the stillness. As you rise, your heartbeat pounds in your ears, and you sense the familiar tremor of fear, of stumbling, looking foolish, feeling tiny against the vastness. You pause mid-slope and rest your hand on a rough stone wall, its surface cold and reassuring. You murmur, "I will not retreat," and continue upward. At the top, you stand on a grassy knoll, the city skyline laid out before you in a tapestry of steel and glass. The lights still shimmer faintly, day has not yet fully arrived. You feel your chest tighten once more as the air thins. You murmur, "Here is where I meet you." You turn slowly in a full circle, letting the city's expanse settle your thoughts. Each glowing window represents lives moving through their own fears, their own hopes. You murmur, "I am not alone in this." You stand with your back straight and close your eyes, feeling the wind tug at your sweatshirt's hood. You let the hush and the city's distant hum fill your awareness. In that silence, you feel the tremor of your own fear rising. You lean into it, refusing to shy away. You murmur inwardly, "I will name you." You allow the fear to speak. You will fail. You will make a fool of yourself. You will look weak. You listen to each whisper as though it were a guest. You murmur, "I see you," and feel the hush settle again. You know that naming your fear gives it shape, and that shape can be faced. You open your eyes and gaze at the horizon where dawn's first light brushes the edge of skyscrapers. You let the pale gold soften the city's steel edges and feel a flicker of calm. You place a hand over your heart, feeling the steady thrum of life beneath your palm. You murmur, "My heartbeat is my anchor." In that moment, you sense that your fear no longer has the reins. It is a companion, not a master. You step off the knoll and descend toward a creek that winds through a narrow ravine below. The path is steep and rocky. You place each foot with care. The creek's water glints faintly in the half-light, a ribbon of silver threading through the dark. You reach its bank and sit on a moss-covered boulder, feet just above the water's surface. You let the creek's soft murmur wash over you as you lean forward, elbows on knees. You rest your forehead on your folded arms and murmur, "I honor your presence." You feel the cold radiate from the rock, seeping into your bones until you sense the contrast between the rising heat of your chest and the earth's steady coolness. You let your forehead remain pressed to the rock and close your eyes, listening to the creek's song, a gentle reminder that fear, like water, can ripple and flow and be both forceful and calm. You breathe and let the hush cradle your trembling spirit. You murmur, "I breathe you out," and feel the tension yield. You lift your head and open your eyes, meeting your own gaze in the creek's mirrored surface. Eyes still rimmed with doubt, but softened by calm. You murmur, "I am more than my fear." You rise and step back onto the rocky path, feeling lighter than when you first descended. Each step upward toward home feels surer, as though the path itself supports you. As you leave the ravine and return to the street level, the sun breaks free in full blaze. Its warm light chases away the last shadows and fills you with a quiet energy. You walk toward home with a gentle smile curving your lips, each footfall carrying the vow you murmured at the knoll, to greet your fear and release its hold. You enter your home and pause in the hallway, hand again on the door's cool wood. You murmur, "I step within as one unshaken." You cross into the living room and pour a cup of tea, peppermint and honey. You hold the mug and allow its warmth to settle in your palms and seep into your chest, a tangible reminder of your own resilience. You settle into a chair by a window where daylight floods the room. You close your eyes and recall the events of your morning, meeting fear on the hill, naming it by the creek, letting it be human rather than a monster. You murmur, "I walked through you and emerged whole." You open your eyes and watch the sunlight play across the leaves outside, joining nature in greeting a new day. You reach for a pen and journal, chest rising and falling in a calm rhythm. You write, "Today I walked into my own fear. I named it, listened to its whispers, and released its power. Rising through the storm, I found a calm I thought lost. My courage now shines through my every breath." You close the journal and place it gently on the side table. You sip your tea, letting its sweet warmth remind you that the storm was only part of your story. Now you carry the calm within you, an unshakable core that no longer trembles at the threshold. You murmur to the day ahead, "I greet my world with open arms."